year, the University of Derby holds a graduate fashion show. This gives final year students a chance to showcase the work they have produced for their independent studies. It's one of the major highlights of the course, and we follow some of the students in the weeks leading up to the show. 3 months before the event, the students were already working hard to prepare their collections and finalise their designs. Hannah Hoyle's collection will be opening this year's show. Hannah won the Young Designer of the Year award at 2007's Clothes Show Live for her Marilyn Monroe inspired dress.
I'm doing women's wear, and the theme is woodland fairy, which means I'm taking all my textures from the forest, like the dark, eerie feel from it, and then contrasting it with like this light, elegant feel like that I've got from the fairies. This is going to be outfit one. Ignore the ghastly colour; it's not going to be orange. This is all going to be leather, which is going to represent like the forest, and I'm going to like texture it. This is then going to be the contrast with like this big floaty chiffon dress. It's going to be like vintage lace, and it's going to be very full and floaty. So when she walks down the catwalk, it's very flowing, and it's going to be combined with some leather trousers, like really skin tight leather trousers.
For my final project, I've actually chosen to create a website which will have an online magazine on it. Why I like the idea is because it's something I would potentially like to take forward and really develop onto a proper online magazine. And I thought it'd be a good way to show, I've worked in the magazine industry and I'm aware of the changes that are happening and sort of the way forward which a lot of companies are moving now, which is online magazines. I wanted to show that, while I've created my own one, I'm up to date with these changes. So for this sort of project of it, I thought it'd be good to make the magazine about me and as my sort of online portfolio just initially, but then it's something that later on I could develop and take further. Also, as part of this project, I'm designing postcards for designers, which we will take to Alternative Fashion Week, which we're part of this year, end of year fashion show and graduate fashion week. For our end of year show, we also have a programme which I'll be designing and organising for that to be printed as well.
My collection is inspired by African print plus English gems as well. It's a mixture of different cultures which I've come across as I've come to England, because I come from Zimbabwe. My plan is to create 4 garments for my critique and then create 6 more garments for the final show. We just come back from Paris, and it's just been a good experience to go out and find some materials in Paris, which is really ideal for me because I found all of this African print here, which is well cheap as well, so it kind of added to the cost as a student. And I got some lovely fabrics which I chose from, and I tried to link them together so that they link into the final collection as well. When they're put on the runway, they just kind of flow. These are the 4 final designs that were chosen out of 25 designs. They're mostly kind of high street designs anyway. It's kind of simple kind of designs, but with an African print element to it. I wanted to add some, identity to the designs, and it's kind of daring for menswear as well. So I wanted to take that approach and bring it into menswear.
My project is making bags from recycled fabric. Today is the day of our first crit, so the stage that I'm at the moment is that I've got my sketchbook, I've got some ideas, and I've gone away and basically made a selection of bags, and really with my lecturers now I'm going to choose which ones that I think and they think is suitable for my final collection. Because my final collection is actually setting up a business and not actually a catwalk collection, I'll only be selecting 4 of these bags. But I felt that the more that I made, the more choice I'd have, so then I'd get the best designs on my final stand. What I'm aiming towards, because obviously these can't go on the catwalk, is a stand at the fashion show, and they'll house all of my bags.
We're having first years come in to help us, so we all get assigned one each, and they're I think only in like 2 or 3 days a week, so we can kind of give them all the little odd jobs and stuff. So I really haven't thought too much about the shoes, so I'm going to kind of give that to them and see what they come up with. I think they're not really in over Easter, but I'll give them a bit of homework. They can go away and design some stuff and come back, and then we can discuss it then. And just like it's going to be like sourcing and like maybe going to town for me and getting yarns and stuff like that, things I haven't got time to be doing. And they're going to hopefully help me with the pattern cutting as well. I've got to like do a few designs on Illustrator, so if they're any good at that, they can help me with that too. So quite a lot of them today.
The last time I spoke to you, I got this idea that I was going to have a wheelbarrow as my sort of static stand, but that all changed, and now I'm doing a house and a garden. And the reason that I'm doing that is because I've got a house bag, and I've got a water lily bag, and I've got a stick of rock bag, and I've got a grass bag, and so all of these elements are going to be within this static scene. So basically what I had to do was I had to build a house, and I had to design this, and that's what I've been working on in the last 4 weeks. The first stage that I did was I went and bought a swing cover, and basically I cut a pattern from that, and I had to keep fitting it onto the swing in my garden. This all took place during the Easter holidays when it had been snowing, so I was having to do this between snow showers, which was not fun. The final house that I've made, as you can see here, it's got a roof and it's got ties that are machined into the top, because all of the pieces of fabric on there are illustrating that you can recycle. So it's basically using fabric again, which is the ethos of the business.
It's been really good having 2 students helping me. I've got them both working initially on my online magazine. They're both writing articles for it, designing layout, so they haven't used Photoshop, CS3 much. It's great for them as well, because I'm teaching them how to use Photoshop. So it's really great because you benefit each other.
Now I've been working with accessories with my first year. She's been looking at all sorts of accessories, and we'll come up with these kind of 4 mood boards for the 4 final designs, which I'm going to hand in at the end of the month. She's come up with some really good ideas, and been working on Photoshop as well, trying to exercise on Photoshop so I can leave her to do some stuff while I'm working on my final garment as well, which is what I've started doing now as well. She's started. There's a t-shirt, final t-shirt, and which is pretty loud, which is going with that loud material on top of that as well. Yeah, I'm feeling very confident, too confident sometimes, but I'm not yet worried for some reason, but I think I will be, because I think I work well under pressure anyway. Well, this is basically my life for the next 2 months.
The students have just handed in their pieces of work to be marked by their lecturers, leaving them a couple of weeks to pull together anything else they need to do for the show.
I handed in my work right now, and it feels really good to, out of those 3 years, to see everything being handed in. It's been a good inspiration, I suppose, to work with about 38 of us, I think there is, and working with the first years as well, and see how they can give you different views of your work, so you learn how to develop your work and please the audience, and I think it's been a good experience, yeah.
It's really exciting for the show because we've got some fantastic people involved in it this year. We've got fantastic DJ Andy McAllister, who's also going to be DJing at the show and the after party. We've got famous makeup artists as well this year, which is really exciting. Joanne Jewett, who's done people like Lady Diana and Madonna, so that's going to be fantastic. We've also secured Tony and Guy to do the hair this year. And we've got, most importantly, Kate Bostock opening the show. So we've really sort of stepped up the level of the quality of the show this year and having it at the assembly rooms. We've really gone all out, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it's just weird like this. I didn't feel that relieved. I think when we handed it in, I was more like nervous about it. And afterwards, everyone was like, "Oh, are you pleased you've done it?" I was like, "No, we kind of want to have it back and just read through it again and like go through everything." But yeah, now today I feel much better about it. I'm glad it's over. In the next month, I want to make 2 more dresses or outfits ready for the show. At the minute I really haven't thought about what they are. A lot of people know what they're doing and can just come in here on Monday and start making them, but I've kind of got to go back to the design process to really just kind of start again. Yeah, I am nervous about the show. I think it'll be alright. I like how it's out of our hands a bit more this year. Like in previous years we've been all like involved in the running. I know like Michelle and everyone has, but it's kind of nice to be step back and kind of trust them and just turn up on the day. I think like we're not really going to be backstage like we usually are, so I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing.
The last 2 weeks have been incredibly stressful. At times I think I should have been perhaps living in the garage at home, because I've been falling out with just about everybody at home. It's been particularly difficult because I've got children with being a mature student, but they've been really good, and I've had an awful lot of support from my husband as well, who's sort of taken them out of the way when things have got really hairy. The static stand now, we're in a position where that's formulated, it's ready to go. That's going to take me quite a few hours to set up, because the actual basis of the static stand is a swing. So what you have to do is you have to take it from flat pack and actually build it in that area. And of course there'll be a lot of pinning to do because we're going to have to pin the actual fabric that goes over the top of it so that it looks taut. It's going to be quite a lot to do on that day, and that's going to be quite a stressful period. However, I am optimistic and I think it will look really nice.
Rehearsals yesterday and today. It's been absolutely crazy. We've just had our main rehearsal show, the afternoon show, just now, which I've come backstage from, so I might look a bit flustered. It was absolutely crazy. I mean, you can't picture what it's like backstage. I wish I could get the camera backstage to show you what it's like. But we're really happy. Feedback, we had people come in running backstage saying that it was really great. It looks so much more professional this year. So we're getting the outcome that we want, so I'm really happy. We have over 40 first years and we have them organised as dresses backstage. We divide them between dresses and runners because you just don't realise how quick the turnover is. We've got, as soon as the models come from their collections, you have to grab them. They're running, stripping as they're running, and then the dresses, bless them, it's so hard and so time consuming, and they're doing so well backstage. Really pleased with how it's going.
Yeah, we had the dress rehearsal yesterday. That went okay. There was a few little hiccups just with the outfits, because obviously we hadn't had the size of the models, we hadn't had shoe size or anything like that. Understandably, like some of my shoes wouldn't fit them and they refused to wear them, so I had to go out and buy more new shoes yesterday. Just little last minute things that we did prepare for and we did expect. So I was waiting for some feathers for one of my last outfits, and they came yesterday. So I was like frantically sewing them last night for the last finishing touches. One of my corsets got damaged, like the straps on the back, because it was all like plaited leather and they'd all come untied and all the leather had snapped where they were trying to frantically undo them. Because my outfits have gone on first, they are quite complicated, but it's getting them off as well. Like they're just kind of getting ripped and torn.
I've got my whole family coming around from Stoke, and so I'm looking forward for them to see now what I've been doing for the last 3 years. And I've got a few friends looking forward to that, seeing my mates and my family come together. I'm planning to get some work experience next year, so I'm working towards that. I want to stay here in Derby, not ready to move home yet, or at all really. Just found it now, the freedom is there, so it's now trying to move along. I've got on my own 2 feet now, so I was starting to make a move now, so that's what I'm looking forward to.
The display took quite a while to put together. As you can see, there's quite a lot in this display. I thought that yesterday we weren't going to get it finished at one point. We had a few disasters, but all in all, we've got it together, and yeah, I'm really pleased with it. What are my immediate plans? Well, basically this evening I'm going to enjoy the evening because there's going to be quite a lot of important people coming along tonight, so hopefully I'll be able to get a chance to meet those. Afterwards I'm going off to Santander with all of my student friends to have a glass of wine because I think I deserve it. After this, basically my idea is now to set up this business. The launch is today, so hopefully now I can start selling the bags. I've got my website and I've got all the bags here tonight. And so